everyone, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo! Alright, now we're gonna continue with Act 2 of Shizune's Right today, so no more talking, let's get started. The sign language teacher says I'm pretty good. I try not to think about it too much, but the truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard not to keep coming back to it at least a couple times a day. I guess I am picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. I understand it just fine. Understanding it is simple. Well, I have to put my mind to it to read it, but it's easy enough when I do. The signing itself is doable. I just need a little more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even at half the speed Misha does it, it's impossible. Where I'm at now is good for my level, but in order to reach a point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need more work. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can and squeeze in during lunch. I look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I've had to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I'll have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scanning the area every 10 minutes, I feel like some kind of criminal while trying to evade capture. Well, there have been times where Shizune and Misha end up capturing Hisao in a way, so... Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact that I'm learning sign language from Shizune. Looking back on it, there wasn't really any reason. But now I think I know. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me as a true equal, sign language is an important step towards that goal. If I want to be able to... Something similar to the line above has been... Is there again. Whatever, I'll read it anyway. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step towards that goal. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so that when we're able to finally speak on equal terms, I'll be fully ready, able to do it right, not like some, dilettante? What's with all these words? I don't know! Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it the same way. So to me, this is the only option, especially now that I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune has a huge aura. It's very easy to see her coming, or even to sense her coming. Mostly because Misha's hair lights up any crowd he's in like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although, even if Misha weren't with her, it would be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise that they come across in the way she walks as well. Due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put on my best casual face as long as you see me and head my way. Hello. Hi. Student council. I can understand her sign language. Student council! Student council is the first thing I asked to learn. It seems like it would come in handy. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh? Yup! Shizune sits down in front of me to my right and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in the corner. Now I'm, well, cornered. Well, that's what happens when you're in the corner. In the end, I'm dragged off to the student council room, but I don't mind. I was starting to miss them a bit anyway. In some ways, this makes it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask me where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important that they're so eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out than books. This at last explains why every time I come here there are stacks of books piled on every table and occasionally parts of the floor. They need the room to put all these games somewhere. It's boring playing against each other so much, Hee-chan, so it's your turn, okay? Okay, it's settled then! I didn't even say anything! Well, with these two, you don't really need to say anything. Everything is decided for you. Hey, John, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while. So, it's
especially important that we make the most of it, don't you think? Talabasa will be coming up soon, and we'll have to put a lot of work for that too. So for now, play with us!
Come to think of it, it's true. I hadn't even noticed because I've been so wrapped up in wanting to learn sign language. Right on the heels of one festival, a bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune will try and rope a couple new members to help with that one as well. You're right, you're right.
Yay! Hee-chan agrees! Let's celebrate!
I know, we should play a game.
It's nice to know that I can understand what she's signing now. Let's play a game to celebrate, Hee-chan!
I don't know, that kind of thing usually ends badly for me.
Hee-chan is worried about the stakes.
Misha makes a very disappointed face. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me since her expressions are so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of girl. Definitely. I turn my head to Shizune. Now this person, she's definitely mocking me. Hey, stop that. But yes, I'll play with you if you tell me what's at stake first.
How very Japanese, playing the consequences above everything else. Hee-chan, have you ever heard of the expression missing the forest for the trees?
No, and neither have I. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Now I feel awkward for not knowing. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Looks like Shizune doesn't agree with that. Shizune makes an X with her arms. That either means denied or that she's about to use her special attack. Aha! Now who's afraid of the consequences? How vengeful. Still speaking so spitefully about a playful little joke. If, something bit you would probably bite back. Shizune signs a word that I don't quite catch.
Hee-chan is so vengeful! Even though it's just a playful little joke, if an armadillo will bit you, you'll probably bite back!
Oh, armadillo! Armadillo?
It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hee-chan! But Hee-chan would do it anyway, you see?
I see. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand.
Hee-chan, we don't have anything planned at all if you were to win or lose. You just assumed there would be something like that.
I wonder why.
Me too! But oh well, there isn't. Does that change your mind, Hee-chan?
Well, yeah. Yes. Misha windmills her arm at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit. This is the kind of thing you could only see in the student council room, occupied only by 3 people. Anywhere else, she would end up socking someone in the face.
Yay! Yay! Let's start right now!
Not just yet!
So quiet.
Okay. However, we have to all be able to play. That's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something that the 3 of us can play equally.
Checkers?
I'm pretty sure that's a 2-player game. The instant she says it, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places them on the table. Only 2 people can play that. I told you.
Okay. Hee-chan, how about Monopoly?
That'll work. A Monopoly box slowly edges towards me, and I take it out of Misha's hands and put it under my chair. I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw. They're too much about chance and not about skills. And also, Monopoly tends to take a long time to play. Also, stop jumping the gun with these games.
Luck is a kind of skill, you know.
No, it's not.
It can't be if you're consistently lucky, right?
Once at that point, it's something else entirely.
Baccarat, marbles, life, snakes and ladders, roulette, blackjack, paper football, trivial pursuit.
Misha begins to excitedly name a bunch of games as if she were reading from a list. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her, a bizarre catalog of games ranging from children's fare to serious, polished-looking gambling instruments that look very out of place in this humble room.
Three-way chess?
Is that even possible? I'm wondering the same thing. Let's try.
Yes, let's try it, definitely!
They pull a chessboard from behind them with a flourish like two junior magicians. Well, magic does require some deft sleight of hand, and they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised. Nevertheless, it is still somehow unsettling. Stop doing that!
Excuse me?
Huh? Hanako? A very timid voice manages to make me look up. Hanako!
I've lost my ID card, and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here. If I'm interrupting something, I can come back later.
Hanako's eyes stretch across the room, taking in the landscape of pile-up record books, haphazardly scattered chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image of an organized, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello. It's the only thing I can think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further. Poor Hanako.
My ID card. You're in our class, aren't you? Right? So, don't be so timid, okay? Come on! Yep, even though we're your seniors, it's not like we'll bite.
We're not your seniors. We're in the same class. You just said we're in the same class. Still, I am grateful to them for stepping in.
What is it you said you want? An ID card, right?
Yes. Her eyes fly away from Misha. Being shy, it's no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I follow where she's looking and notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. Hanako's eyes widen just for a moment. She suddenly notices as well. Oh! Is she thinking what I'm thinking?
Do you like chess? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely! Do you want to play?
Hesitation. She might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this. It won't end well. To my amazement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tips of her fingers together pensively, mulling the thought over. That level of consideration is more or less a confirmation.
We're having our lunch break, so you'll have to wait anyway. Why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun! Really fun! You like chess, don't you? I can tell. Really, it's obvious. So, please, will you? Okay.
Yay!
Yay! Success! Okay. That's great!
And here we go with the chess game. The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Hanako ponders her moves carefully, sliding pieces forward just a little bit, then pulling them back with uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player. Definitely an enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly. No matter what she does, Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with illogical speed. It's like she isn't even thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't even taking this game very seriously. Or maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Shizune forces an exchange of pawns. Hanako's turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on, and it hasn't even been going on that long. Suddenly, it all becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black Knight to f6. Bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously, no one is toying with the other. There's no clearly dominant player, at least for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other from what I can see. Shizune is a very mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she is into the game. She really wants to win, and Shizune always wants to win. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it is giving life to the game, and allowing them to see each other as good competition. Maybe they might end up being friends over it, or at the very least, rivals in chess. It's an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Risk against Shizune, she just doesn't want to crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes. What a scary opponent. But Hanako holds her own, even though her king is being chased around the board a bit. Pawn to h6. White knight to e6. The end is near. The game ends. Checkmate!
That was a really good game! Thanks. It was really close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled.
Magnanimous in victory, and extending a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako is taking her defeat so well.
This is a fun game, but it took so long. Almost the whole period. Chess is too boringly related, especially at this level. How about some advanced rules?
What?
Advanced?
Someone's enthusiastic.
Yeah, like speed chess, or chess with additional pieces. Or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess with 1 or 2 boards. Your choice. Come on, it'll be fun. Really. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical, it's boring. I want to play chess that requires quick thinking and daring. Any one of these, comparing chess to it is like comparing checkers to go, or tic-tac-toe to shogi, right? Even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something. Pick!
Imagine this. Laser tag against chess pieces. That would be kind of weird. Like a deer in headlights, many emotions spring up in me, watching Hanako's mind reel in front of the chessboard as if she's about to faint. The dominant one is amusement, but I move a little closer in case she might really topple over. Oh! The board is set up again, but this time it's not even close. Hanako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune's. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anywhere Hanako wants to put a piece, Shizune is already there. It's the fastest game I've seen in my life. And we all know who the victor is.
Let's change the rules and play again. Best out of 6, like Kasparov in Deep Blue.
And she's out. Hanako excuses herself and flees from the room.
Huh? Wait! Didn't she want to know where she could get a new ID? Excuse me? Hello? Come back, please. Wait!
Strangely, the farther Misha goes away, the louder the sound of her voice seems to grow. No.
I couldn't catch her.
Shizune pats her on the shoulder reassuringly. There. You're pretty cheerful for someone who needed a pat on the shoulder.
Hee-chan, do you hate games where your luck is involved?
A question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me, watching for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece in her fingers.
I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw, right? That was you, Hee-chan!
Yeah, revolving around luck isn't the same as just having luck involved, though. I don't hate games for just having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. It's what keeps them interesting. I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you can go is boring. That's not a game, is it? Just going through the motions. For a game where you have little to no control, I don't think I could get into something like that. I see. Oh, I can understand.
That girl isn't very good at chess. Chess is a formulaic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There is nothing formulaic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player. Anyone who loves chess to the point where their eyes sparkle like that when they see a chessboard would be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study it just casually, you can learn to see at least 2 moves ahead, even against pros. Why would someone who loves the game so much, with that enthusiasm, know so little about it, even less than someone with just a passing interest in it?
Shizune puts down the piece in her hand. It's a rook.
Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't real. Do you understand, Hee-chan? There is no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that. Luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance. Just enough to matter, but not so much that skill is penalized. Chess is boring because it's not a game. To me, it seems like formulas. Hayako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is proof of preciousness? I think so, at least. Or you can see it immediately, since it's so precious that it stops your thinking. The first is a passionate love. The second is a gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing around her king, and trying to bait her. I didn't succeed, though, because she stuck to only what would work. The trickiest moments were when she moved the fastest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. That means someone taught her. Do you understand, Hee-chan?
Not really.
If you love chess that much, but you can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it and not the game. It's too precious for her to see as a tool for true competitions. Due to that, you can't become friends over it. Not without words.
Well, your way of making friends isn't the kind of way that works on everyone, Shizune. The look on her face is one of sadness, at least as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Hey, let's play a game. While the board is still there. But the bell rings and cuts me off. And there we go with the transition. And it's a brand new day. Maybe. Things have returned to normal. Well, I transferred in at a pretty unusual time, and I can hardly say that I had a normal first few weeks here. I guess it's more like things have calmed down and reached normality. I've been here longer than I thought. It's hard not to think about all the stuff I have missed in this school before my arrival, or the things that might have happened in my old school since I've been gone. I wonder where these feelings come from, since I didn't leave much behind. I have a lot more here that I like. If that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't even bother with something like Student Council, or Shizune and Misha. I would be hard-pressed to care about anything if the school was how I imagined it would be. So even this feeling of a daily routine makes me glad in a way. I dread the amount of work that's going to hit me in Student Council after school, enough to want to consider stepping out of my duties just this once. Yet, it's nice to feel like there is something I can do. Shizune drops a stack of attendance sheets next to me. Thanks again for helping out.
Thanks again, Hee-chan!
Sure is a lot of work, though. I had to skip out on sign language again, but now I'm at a level where I can understand most of Shizune and Misha's conversations with each other, so I'm not too bothered by it. Shizune still doesn't know that, though. I'm determined to keep things that way until I'm very sure of my skills. Perhaps it's a little childish of me. Tanabata is in less than 5 days, but they're only going to start building the stalls tomorrow.
Hee-chan, we might have to help out with building stalls again starting tomorrow.
Why? What was the point of taking them apart then? That took days, didn't it?
Yup, that's right! Even though Hee-chan wasn't there for it.
I would have helped out if you asked. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with cleanup duty after you enjoyed the festival so much.
It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with making you clean up right after the festival. It would have ruined the fun.
Besides,
Hee-chan is lazy anyway. You would have tried to run away again. Hee-chan doesn't like playing Foxhound.
Well, that stings. Shizune covers her mouth with her hand and starts shaking. It takes me a second to realize she's laughing, mostly because she's doing so completely soundlessly. It's a little strange to see, but more or less the same good-spirited kind as Misha's, without the eardrum piercing.
That's a good question, though, Hee-chan.
Huh?
Stalls!
storage issue. The school doesn't have anywhere to store so many stalls, so since each one is pretty large, they won't pay for outside storage either, so this is what they decided on. It's inefficient, but cheaper.
Because the school doesn't have anywhere to store that many stalls, Hee-chan. Oh, yeah, right, they do, but they don't want to pay. Sorry, Shi-chan.
It's because of the previous generation. The leadership decided that outside storage cost had written too much, and the student council before us was too weak-willed to tell them that it's stupid to have to build and disassemble 60 stalls twice every year.
Okay! Hee-chan, let's eat something. It feels like we've been working all day.
We have. Now that I think about it, I am hungry. I would have had lunch, but it was already crowded today for some reason, so I decided it wasn't worth the trouble.
It was like that today because they had some especially interesting things for sale on the side.
Like what? No, don't tell me. I guess it doesn't matter since I won't be able to eat them anyway. Shizune looks oddly pleased with herself. I wonder what the context of that could be. I prepared ahead of time for this. Beaming with self-satisfaction, she produces a wide assortment of food from her bag. I can immediately see that 90% of it or more was taken from the lunchroom. There's a lot as well. Isn't there a limit on how much a person can buy? That means these gates are definitely ill-gotten. The veal cutlet bread is always sold out in the first minute of a lunch. I'm impressed that you managed to obtain one. Thank you. I reach for her quickly, but Shizune immediately makes a grab for it as well. Her hand goes slack for a second when it touches mine, but she immediately pushes forth with redoubled effort, that blazing competitive spirit flashing dangerously in her eyes. Her fingers pry at mine, searching for an opening. I don't budge an inch, prepared to fight for this bread with my life. I might never have another chance to eat this. I am fully aware that if we continue like this, we could crush the bread, greatly reducing its edibility. Meisha, tell her that unless she lets go, the bread is going to be crushed.
Why can't you do it yourself?
I'm sorry that she can so nonchalantly let slip that I can communicate with Shizune just fine if I wanted to. I always considered the possibility that it was intentional, but I'm sure she was just distracted to tear the wrapper off of a juice box straw. Isn't it obvious? I can't let go of the bread.
I can tell Shi-chan that then.
She puts her palms up to the sky and shrugs with a wide grin on her face. Why not?
Because you have a stake in this, so I can't trust you. If Shi-chan wants to reply, she has to let go of the bread, and then you win. Who knows? Maybe that's what you want, Hee-chan. It wouldn't be fair, so I'm going to be neutral. Like Switzerland.
Switzerland?
Do you know about Switzerland?
Of course I knew. It's neutral. They're neutral. Shizune stares at me cockily, the tip of her tongue sticking out slightly from between her teeth as she continues to tug firmly at the veal cutlet bread between us. Suddenly, she lets go and holds her hands up, palms facing outwards, the universal gesture of peace. This seems like a poor way to sell this, doesn't it? Oh, we might crush the bread. She glares, and her passive expression quickly plummets into a disapproving grimace.
Hee-chan, drop the bread! We are negotiating now!
I drop the bread reluctantly. Misha's hand darts in from the side, her fingers strumming across the table as it makes its way over.
Don't mind me! Don't mind me! I don't even really like big veal. I'll just take this sandwich right here. And something to drink, too.
Picking them up cautiously, she immediately retreats. She has the right idea. They could just pick something else. There are lots of delicious things here. The chicken katsudon bread is also a popular seller, raising high in taste and demand, but I've already eaten one before. You are so immature, Hisao. This wouldn't be a problem if you would pick something else. The chicken katsudon bread is delicious.
You're so immature, Hee-chan. Why don't you pick the chicken katsudon bread instead? It's delicious!
But I've already eaten that. Does it matter?
Hee-chan, why are you so obsessed with eating the veal cutlet bread specifically?
It's hard to get normally. Rare things are more delicious. You're acting like a child.
You're acting like a kid, Hee-chan.
Why don't you eat the chicken bread? that's not important. Turning bright red, she smiles cunningly and continues. There is no reasoning with you, so it looks like there is only one way to settle this. We are going to play for it.
That doesn't matter. We'll play for it instead.
Somehow I expected this. It's the logical conclusion. Shizune has been studying for a long time, pretty much continuously up until now. With our finals over, I guess that surplus energy has to go somewhere. Play what? The oldest game known to man, upon which the fate of nations has been known to rest. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh dear.
We'll play rock, paper, scissors. Really? That sounds so serious, Chi-chan.
There is no humor in her expression. She is dead set on this. Okay. She draws her hand back, and I mirror her. Go! We both put out rock. A draw. I had thought I had the perfect plan. Rock is unbeatable. Well, it's beatable by paper. Well, at least in the game. I mean, thinking about it, it doesn't really make much sense. But let's just go with it. Shizune frowns, deeply upset by this unexpected turn of events. Not as planned? Again. 2 papers. Dang! Again! We both throw out 2 rocks again, but third hand is among us presenting scissors. Representing scissors.
This looks like fun. Can I play?
Oh, Misha.
It's a duel, Chi-chan? And dueling conduct? You're right. I really don't know.
The faster she signs, the harder it is to follow. In fact, it looks like even Misha is having trouble with keeping up. What's she talking about? One more time. We tie again. Every time, Shizune demands a rematch, eventually skipping that step altogether and throwing rock, paper, scissors out with increasingly reckless abandon. Even playing completely randomly, we continue to tie. This is a mathematical long shot. Misha hovers above us, watching it all and laughing every time we draw. After 16 rounds, Shizune pushes her chair away from the table and stands up. She's going for the bread!
Enough of it, Chi-chan. I see what I have been doing wrong. This will be all over in the next round, so brace yourself, okay? Okay! I have studied your thought processes, and I see how you play. I'm anticipating your next move, and will combat it expertly.
This is all news to me, as I can't remember what we are doing this over. Shizune grins confidently, a look of fearless staring on her face. Her cool eyes flash with pure competitive spirit as she draws her hand back, going to me wordlessly to do the same. Her form is amazing, like a professional bowler or something, just to throw a hand motion. 2 papers. And we drew again. Shizune, like, what the heck? Shizune's body immediately goes slack, and she rubs her temples with a look of exasperation on her face as she lets her sigh so long it sounds like a tire deflating. I realize I've gotten a lot hungrier in the time we've been doing this. We can just split it. I break the bread in half and offer one half of it to Shizune. She takes it. You know, I kind of wonder, why didn't you just do it earlier? Thank you. She looks at the bread in her hand, studying it. But this feels hollow somehow. Regardless of how she feels, she still eats it. All of a sudden, I see Misha observing the scene out of the corner of my eye.
Chi-chan, that was very romantic, I think.
Oh, come on! She laughs and takes a bite of her second sandwich. We eat in silence for a while, Shizune and I managing to avoid any other contests, and then we go back to work. Alright, I think that we're gonna stop here for now. So, thank you all for watching, be sure to leave a like, and see ya in the next one. Yep, see ya!